What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Jordy, and welcome back to F1 23 Driver Career Mode for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And if you missed last episode, we did both the Austrian and British Grand Prix, and we have completely bounced back from our all-time low of the season with a bunch of upgrades that came in for Austria, and we made the most out of them to get wins in both Austria and Britain. We also did really well in terms of strategy. So even though we clearly weren't the quickest on the field, I just dropped my controller. Even though we clearly weren't the quickest on the field, we were able to get enough of a lead out in front with the undercuts and win. This episode is going to be a little different though, as our vehicle performance parts, we're kind of juggling ICE right now between 1 and 3 because I want to save getting engine penalties for the next Grand Prix, which is the Belgian one, which for me would be our best chance of getting any overtakes done. All the races after that are either street circuits, too narrow, or are too late into the season. So the Belgian Grand Prix is going to be the one where we take a bunch of grid penalties, and the Hungarian Grand Prix is going to be the one where, unfortunately, we're going to struggle a little bit. So obviously I went back to my first original ICE for the Silverstone Grand Prix, which worked out, and we were able to get the win despite the weaker engine in the second stint. So we still did really well there, and of course it is kind of negated a little bit by how powerful our powertrain is. Clearly, we are, we clearly have the most powerful engine on the entire grid. So we can take a bit of liberties with the ICE, but this is going to be a bit more difficult as this is the Hungarian Grand Prix. So if we don't get enough, if we don't do well enough in qualifying, overtaking is going to be extremely difficult. So yeah, this is definitely something we're going to want to think about. So yeah, everything else we're going to keep on the car as well, but everything will be getting replaced in the next race. So we'll be taking a grid penalty for the gearbox, and honestly I think maybe the MGU-H, definitely the ICE for sure, because we only have one more spare one left and we're like just over halfway through the season. So yeah, definitely not something I want to risk late into the season, and we might have to take one for the energy store as well, who knows. But yeah, let me get the stream up on my phone and then we can properly get started into this. Hopefully I didn't do that intro for nothing, as that's something I am afraid of sometimes with the way PS5 works with YouTube. We're fine. Thank you to everybody that tuned in yesterday. Of course, we've just hit 100 views on that episode, which is crazy. A lot of you were tuning in then, so yeah, thank you. Alright, marketing department, what do we want? The team is looking to grow our brand and would like your input. Hold on. Okay, we've got audio. Cool. There are a few options on the table. Which do you feel seems most appropriate? So we've got charity, interview, and social media. I think interview would be the one that's most, maybe try and get me yeah, but it's on a primetime chat show. I would have thought it would have been, oh, they're trying to just grow the brand in general. Well, the most realistic one is probably social media.
Decision, but you handled it well. Thanks.
So, I mean, that's what they do in real life, so we'll do that. A bit of charity as well, and the chat shows, of course, but the first thing's foremost going to be social media.
New parts come through the fabrication process.
Yeah, but it would have been on a talk show, and you don't really see much F1 drivers on a talk show. But yeah, what's up, bro? I don't know how to pronounce your name on YouTube, so I'm just going to not try. Alright, so we got some new chassis parts. We've got another durability part coming in, so let's see what we can do. We've got a lot of parts. Let's get this major aero one in. We could, we can't rush it. So this one isn't going to come in until after Zandvoort. So this is going to be our final major upgrade of the season. If it fails, it fails. and oh, Zane. Okay, gotcha. So if it fails, we're going to leave it because I'm pretty sure when we get up to the Singapore Grand Prix, that's when the new regulations come in. So yeah, we're going to fit that in, and hopefully that applies to the car. Let's get some more chassis upgrades in as well while we're at it, and that might be it for our upgrades for now. Yeah, I'm not going to do any in terms of the powertrain. So yeah, let's go into this Hungarian Grand Prix. Yeah, so we're going to use this original ICE for our free practice session and then switch to our 57% one. So we might have a weaker engine in terms of the race, but I think in qualifying we might be okay. Maybe. I hope so. Anyway, without further ado, let's go into the Hungaroring. This is a track we didn't do too often in the My Team series. I think we only did it twice. So there you go, you made it. Alright, looks like we're skipping FP1, unfortunately. Qualifying's got a strong chance of rain in Q1, so that's very much like Imola. So we might have, yeah, we'll be on Inters for Q1, a bit of Q2, and then it will transition to SOS. So that's quite interesting, and that could actually negate our ICE effects if they should apply to qualifying or whatever. So here we go. Man, I've been playing a lot of Arkham Knight. I did about 2 playthroughs of that game. Shame they did the whole block scene thing. Game makes you so mad. Mate, that game's easy. The Arkham games are well easy. I think when you first get into them, it's a bit difficult, but I think if you play them to a certain point, they get so easy, even on the hardest difficulties. Right. I think we'll just go to quick practice for FP1 since it's raining anyway. So we'll do. Let's get track acclimatization out the way. Let's go. Okay. And then ERS management saves me having to do that. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to do FP2 this time instead of FP1. Alright. Let's go. Practice 2, baby. Oh, first of all, we should actually look at the progress history to see where people are at. So, once again, we're bringing upgrades in. So, we're nearly on par with Ferrari now, which is a really good sign. Pretty much everybody has brought in upgrades apart from Ferrari. So, that is going to be very interesting, seeing as how the championship's looking right now. Ferrari clearly the strongest team pairing on the grid, but starting to fall back a bit after Verstappen brought in some major upgrades into Austria. So he might not have been able to pick up the win because of us, but he's picked up enough points to reclaim the lead in the title. And yeah, he also placed ahead of Leclerc in the British Grand Prix as well. So it's very interesting. Of course, Hamilton's been a bit quiet, but quietly really consistent. I didn't really notice how consistent he'd been. A P3 in Austria and a P2 in Britain. So he's someone to keep an eye on as well. And given as that's the Mercedes, we might have to keep an eye on Russell as well. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be something that's interesting, that's for sure. So, we're going to do this session with the really worn ICE, and then we're going to swap it out for the other one, just for this Grand Prix, and then we'll take some engine penalties in the next one. We'll be doing 2 streams tonight, so we're doing the Hungarian Grand Prix, then the Belgian Grand Prix, and then we're going to do a longer Epic Mickey stream, which is good because I'm streaming earlier, because I'm busy tomorrow. It's my mum's wedding anniversary, so I'll be busy tomorrow. We're still going to stream tomorrow, but it's not going to be F1 or Epic Mickey. I've got a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare video dropping tomorrow, and then we're going to be live streaming Secret Agent Clank later on. So yeah, I want to get Secret Agent Clank finished before October because I've got some really cool plans for scary videos and Halloween stuff. I've been wanting to do like a whole Halloween month of content for years. I've never really gotten around to it. Of course, I never really had much of the money for it. And then I got a job last year, but by the time we got up to Halloween, I was in a relationship. We're not in that now, but I got money. So we'll be doing basically what I've wanted to do for years, and that is all the horror videos. So Five Nights at Freddy's 4, as I promised a few months ago, we'll be doing that on the channel. That one I'm really looking forward to. We're going to be bringing Roblox horror games to the channel as well. Things like The Intruder, Pressure, Doors. And there's a remake of Captain Willy as well, which is a Steamboat Willie horror game. Mickey Mouse sort of thing. Really, really cool. And there's a bunch of other stuff on there as well. There's a bunch of Puppet Combo games. If you guys know who Puppet Combo are, if you don't, look them up. They make some great PS1 styled horror games that I'd really want to play. So I got lots of plans. Okay, so yeah. Right, back to this. So we're going to put in a new MGUH after this Grand Prix as well. I think actually it might be worth putting in this one, you know, kind of just to save us from using another one. We got, we'll need to put a new energy store in at some point later on. Turbocharge is fine. I'm not going to worry too much about the turbocharger. Control electronics, we're good with that. And, oh no, we have to put a new one in soon, actually. We'll be putting in a new one for the Belgian Grand Prix as that is halfway through, so, yeah. Gearbox-wise, I think we're okay for now, but I think we'll take an engine. Whatever, we'll worry about that when we get up to Belgium, so, yeah. I'll keep that one fitted for now, but once we've done race strategy, I'll put in some new parts. So, yeah, here we go, FP2, in the sun, lovely. We've got to remember to put some extra downforce on for qualifying, though, that's for sure. So, here we go. And I need to get my setup back up on here. Alright. Is it just me, or does the monitor look a bit glossy? Glossier than usual? I don't know, that looks a bit weird to me for some reason. It's very quiet right now. Right. I can hear a bit of an engine to the left of me. Very quiet. Okay. Shame I can't be testing the hards now, but it's fine, whatever. At least we got a set of mediums to work with. That's the important thing. Alright, Hungary setup. Let's do it. I should probably like plan these setups ahead of time, to be fair, so we don't have to do this each episode. I think I'll do that tomorrow before I stream Secret Agent Clank, because right after this stream we'll be doing Epic Mickey, probably. I might take a bit of a half-hour break like I did yesterday. We'll see. It depends when we finish this stream. I'll probably take a half-hour break, but and I might use that break to do all my setups for the rest of the season, so we don't have to do this on video. I don't know why I've never actually thought of doing that, to be fair. But I remember the Hungary setup was actually pretty decent. We weren't able to use it in the season 1 of my team, though, because I'm pretty sure that ended up turning into a wet weather weekend, like the actual race itself, so it just threw it completely out of the water. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time round, so we got the wet in qualifying this time. Okay, that's it. Boom. Okay. Just put that far enough away from me. I'll actually stick it on charge, to be fair. Okay. Turn the brightness up on it as well. Right, I think we're ready to go. Hate writing descriptions. Oh, me too. I barely ever do it, to be quite honest. I just copy and paste the ones for most of them. Okay. So, race strategy. Let's do it.
There'll be a lack of rubber out on track, so take it easy for the first couple of laps.
It's a very quiet track, I will say that. Maybe it might be a little bug, I don't know. Man, what's this Alpine doing in front of me? And as always, I forgot to move the camera back, so... Hold on. There we go. So yeah, ICE nearly 70%, unfortunately. But obviously we're swapping that out for another part that we have. Same with the MGU-H. And then at the Belgian Grand Prix, we're going to be starting at the back of the grid. Oh, this setup feels nice, actually. No, I don't. I don't know about that person. He's a very young racer and he crashed. I get that. My mum's shouting at my brothers right now. That's why I tend not to stream around 9 o'clock. Because I just know she's going to shout up and... just, I don't know, kind of embarrassing. But it's whatever. Right, first lap of race strategy, let's go. Recommend you watch it. I don't really like watching sad stuff, to be honest. I don't really like that kind of mood. Just literally, oh, they're so loud on my landing, man. Really winds me up. It's whatever though. At least it's happening during my free practice session and not the race. It'd be so distracting. But that's the cons of having siblings. So sad, it just shows what you've done after a crash. Very inspiring. Sounds alright. Who's behind me? Gasly. Oh, we set a pretty decent lap there. Quicker than Leclerc on the mediums. And to be fair, we're at full throttle for most of this track, so this will really suit our car still. I think when tyre wear starts to kick in, it'll obviously hurt us more than most because we have one of the worst chassis on the grid, but we'll just do our same strategy as usual and undercut before that happens. And if we start high enough up on the grid, I won't even use the softs. Because this is like a bit of a glorified Monaco. Like, it's easier to overtake, but in like sectors 2 and 3, oof. Good luck. Good luck with any overtakes. Not with these cars. I'm quite curious to see how F126 is going to feel, because the cars will be smaller. I'm pretty sure. Not that smaller, but maybe enough to make a difference. Get off the racing line, Yuki. Whatever. Man, this AI is crazy. I used to find this track so difficult on previous F1 games. Obviously, it might be just as difficult on here, but I've gotten better. But man, on F1 2020, sorry, I used to get caught on that sausage curb all the time. It was so annoying. So yeah, we're going to skip qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix. So this will be a shorter stream. Because there will be no point doing qualifying around Spa, since we'll be starting from the back of the grid anyway. Have you ever done racing like in real life? Other than, I suppose, a bit of go-karting for fun, not really. And even that I haven't done for years. Funnily enough, and I mean, you probably guessed this already because I'm a bit of a YouTuber, I don't really have many friends. So, you know, this is why I spend so much time on my YouTube stuff. I do have friends, and obviously I've done videos with friends that I do have, but I don't know, I'm not really a people person most of the time. I'm not very trustful of other people, so I tend to not have many friends at all, and the friends that I do have aren't really into the things that I'm into, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Perez has gone top with the softs. Well, we've got a bit of a train ahead of us here. Yeah, I'm going to waste some ERS.
Program complete and a job well done. You got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Gotcha.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Here's Danny Rick. If you guys didn't know, Danny Rick has been kicked out of the V-carb seat. Confirmed 3 hours ago. Liam Lawson has finally got that V-carb seat, and don't get me wrong, I am really happy about Liam Lawson being in that seat, but man, it's always sad to see a good driver be ousted out. Because he's not bad, Danny Rick, he's not had a bad season neither, but he's just been fine, and I suppose that just weren't good enough. But then again, how's Perez got a seat and Danny Rick ain't, you know? think that's a bit unfair. I think Ricciardo should have been put in that Red Bull seat back at Silverstone. Right, let's see what this pit entry is like. Not too bad. Not nearly as bad as the Silverstone one. The Silverstone one is like 38 miles an hour. You really have to slow the car down, whereas this one is like most of the other ones, which is 50. Which is exactly how it should be. Oh, that's cool. Seeing all the cars drive by like that. Don't usually see that too often. Alright. There's a bit more sound now. I think it was a little bit of a bug. I don't know, there's like a high-pitched whine that always plays when you're in the garage, and it wasn't playing when we first got into the session. So it just felt really oddly quiet. And I don't even think I heard the chatter of the announcer neither when we first got into the session, so it felt proper weird. Alright. So, let's put... Hold on. Let's put this new IC... Well, not new ICE, but the third one in. And I know we've got an extra one there, but I'm going to take a grid penalty at the next Grand Prix to have an extra engine. MG UK is more than fine. That's aggressive ERS deployment, and I barely ever use ERS in the practice sessions, so that's always been okay. Because it messes with the data, that's why. That's why I don't use the ERS in the practice, because the AI doesn't use the ERS in the practice, so, you know, literally, I just don't like to use it. Otherwise, I'd be top of all the standings each session, and that's just not realistic at all. The MGUH, well, I don't want the engine to overheat at all, so we're going to put this first one in. We'll be putting a fresh one in for Spa. The energy store, that can stay as is. I don't know if I'll take an extra one, to be honest, because oh, it's only a grid drop penalty, so it's not starting from the back of the grid. I mean, it will be at Spa. But yeah. But yeah, that's only a little bit of a grid drop. That's not that much at all, to be honest. So I think we can afford to take a grid drop with the energy store later on in the season. So we'll ignore that for now. I'm not too fussed. I mean, we'll notice it. It's one of the most noticeable things when it does get worn. Turbocharger's more than alright. That's fresh. That's been fresh since Silverstone. Control electronics, we're going to put in a new one for Spa. I don't think I'll need to take an extra one. You usually don't have to take an extra one. The gearbox, I think we'll take an extra. I think we'll take an extra gearbox for Spa. But yeah, other than that, we're putting the new ones in. So yeah, without further ado, let's skip the repair time, and then that should be end of the session. Writing a script for a Sly Cooper fan film I'm doing. Ms. Ruby's fight is going to be dancing, but Sly has got to dodge the lasers she fires at him, whatever. People will see how it looks when it's done. Sadie Sink or Jenna Ortega has been casted for Spider-Woman. Who the fuck is Spider-Woman?
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three.
Max is looking very quick. 1 second ahead of the rest of the pack. I'm going to assume that's because he did his qualifying pace program, because the AI do their programs. Alright. Practice 3. We'll skip this. No need for it. So we're not wasting any parts whatsoever. And that should be level 10 now. Awesome. Whew. Well, we need a new rival soon as well. So we just beat Perez in the rivalry after that double win last episode. So, yeah. Alright, let me double check my vehicle. Parts, we've got the 57% there, 36, 43, 28, yeah. We're looking quite healthy. And then obviously at Spa we take a grid drop. You're going to have to find a rhythm here and fairly quickly. There are a bunch of little squirts on the throttle here and there, but there's only ever a single line. Don't try anything clever because it won't work. Take extra special care at turn 4, it's almost completely blind. Also, the last corner is long. You're going to be desperate to get on the throttle early, but you have to wait for your moment. If you run wide, you'll be suffering all the way down the main straight. Of course. So we need to make sure we get a good qualifying out of this, because it's going to be difficult to overtake. There's only really 2 areas on the entire track where we can do that. But we're on Inters first things first. Okay. Talking to our engineer. God, I love this helmet. Alright. So, I think what we're going to do is go into our setup. Since we're in Parc Ferme, we're only going to be able to change certain things on the car. So what I'm going to do is... oh, I didn't even save this setup. I made the setup and didn't save it. Okay, let's save it before I actually, you know... Oh, and it says weather wet now. Damn it. That's annoying. That's definitely really annoying, because it's not a wet setup at all. But whatever. Okay, that's saved. Let's go. So we're going to put the front wing aero at the maximum, which will give us a little bit more front downforce. I'm not going to do too much to the rear, because we won't be able to change it after Parc Ferme, which is when we leave the garage. So, let's go, people. Yeah, we'll do a flying lap. We'll just throw ourselves right into it, to be honest. I didn't do FP1 even though I could have, because that was full wet conditions, which is not something we're worried about. Full wet is completely different to Inters, as I mentioned in our Imola episode, so yeah. Right, let's see how this goes, people. So we've got the maximum downforce on the front available, so, you know. Here we go. First lap of the Hungarian in qualifying. 129.9 for George Russell, so we'll be aiming for the 129s. .8 for Lewis Hamilton. I turned a bit too early there. That is going to cost us a lot of time. Jesus. Well, it's a good thing we put more downforce on the front, ain't it? Because we are not getting much grip around here. .28, okay. Very, very quick lap for us. And I think that'll be our only lap in Q1. We really don't have much to work with. We've got enough for each qualifying session and then an extra one for the race. So, and that's if it rains in the race, which it won't. But yeah, we only have 3 inters. So it's definitely something I'll need to keep an eye on. What's Hamilton gone out on? He's on Inters, but it ain't raining anymore. So you know what, I'm going to go back out.
Right, the car's ready. Let's get it out there.
I'm going to go back out because it's not raining anymore, which means more people will go out and absolutely trounce our time, so... I'm going out on the worn Inters, though. They've only had one lap, but... I mean, look, it's not even raining anymore, so... Just want to make sure that we make it through to Q2, because if we get knocked out in Q1, that's going to be a huge, huge drop and a huge mountain to climb. And that is not what we want around this track with the warm parts that we have, you know. Alright, let's see how this lap does then. Definitely feeling a lot more grip on that final turn there. Yeah, there you go. 2/10 difference on the first turn. I mean, look at how much time we're gaining. That's why we went out again. Gonna be a huge time gain there. Look at that, people. 126.9 for Lewis Hamilton. Right, I bet we could even go out on softs in this, which actually could be a mistake. That's filling me with a little bit of dread, that. Because what if everybody else goes out on softs now and kicks us out of qualifying? Oh, that would be a huge, huge mishap if that was the case. That's a 2.5 second difference there. Big jump up the standings for us. Everybody else has come out, but what tyres have they gone on? Oh, that's scary, man. I bet they've all gone out on dries, haven't they? I'm gonna have a look. Oh no. Oh, they haven't. Oh my god! You guys don't understand how lucky I feel. These are dry conditions. I bet you could get a good lap out on the softs in this. Thank God.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Oh, I'm so happy. You guys have no idea how happy I am. Oh my god, I thought we were going to get knocked out in Q1. So, safe to assume we're going to be on dries for Q2 and Q3. I have a feeling, because me and Hamilton went out so early for a second lap on the Inters, we might both be knocked out of Q1 if, like, it changes that much, but I don't know. We gained 2.5 seconds on our original lap time. I don't think we're going to get knocked out of Q1. I think we'll be fine. Fingers crossed. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, we're good. We're good, right? It looked like P1. Yeah, there we go. Our boy Alex Albon made it through as well, who didn't. The usual culprits. Alright. Round 9 of 16, oh my god. We're over halfway through the season now.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
What did I just do? I tried to press square, but I think I fat-fingered X. Oh, it's fine. We're on the softs anyway. Okay. First lap of Q2 on the softs. We're going to be the first one out. This is going to have some insane grip. Alright, here we go. First proper lap around the Hungarian in qualifying on the softs. No more wet weather, let's do this. So much more grip. Oh, that's definitely going to hurt our time a bit. That was awful. We got caught on so many curbs there. Half a tenth off of Norris. Jesus, that was awful. We definitely got to do a second run. That's for sure. That was terrible from me then. Alright. Skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, you could tell. P12. Alright, let's go. Let's try that again. Flying lap this time. Let's get it through to the top 10. Starting to get somewhere now as well. Well, the warning sign anyway, and that's for the ICE. 61% now. Ooh. Two seconds up. Woo! 117 dead. Let's go. That was a great fucking lap. If only I could do that in Q3 as well. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Right, so... Ooh, Gasly set a pretty good lap in the Alpine, to be fair. Considering the other Alpine was knocked out in Q1, P11 is really good, especially 2/10 up on Albon. Crazy. That's pretty close, to be fair. But I mean, look at that monster time from the Red Bulls. Perez, 1:16.6. Wow. Considering how good our lap felt, the fact that they were like a second quicker, second and a half quicker, that is, wow. That must have been a bug or some shit. Oh, we got loads of tyres. Oh, this one's for the race, that's why. Okay, never mind. Well, we'll have an extra one for the race, I suppose, right? So, yeah, Q3, let's go, opening lap. You can literally throw the car around this track. It's so fun once you get the flow. It is so good. Like, playing this track in multiplayer quickly became one of my favourite tracks in the game because of that. I didn't much like it too much at first when we first played it in my team, but after playing it a few times in the multiplayer, definitely started to like this a lot more. Same goes for Jeddah, really. Once you get the flow, it feels incredible. Okay, that's pretty good for a first lap. P3 behind Hamilton and Perez though, so the Mercedes definitely catching up now. So it's a good thing we made the most out of our amazing performance when we did, isn't it? Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, so we're about 2/10 off of Verstappen. So I'm going to wait for everybody else to go out. Alonso goes out a bit earlier. Let's drive out. Right, Q3. This is where we got to make it count. Final lap. And then we got the race. Oh, Alonso. Oh, did I just impede Alonso? I think I impeded him. I think I impeded him. Hold on, I didn't see that coming at all. Wait, oh, where's the racing line? I want to get completely off of it. I don't want to get in his way. Yeah, he went out earlier than anybody. I hope he didn't slow down for that yellow flag neither. I don't think he did. I think yellow flag's only caution in this game anyway. 'He did set a faster lap than Verstappen though. Perez has been on top form. He was quicker than Verstappen earlier on in the qualifying sessions. Mercedes are back. This is a very, very different Grand Prix to what we've been doing all seasons. Like all this season, like where are the Ferraris? Where are they gone? Who knows? But here we go, baby.
Seconds left in the session.
Five tenths up. Fastest third sector.
Fantastic, you've got pole position.
Our first ever pole position. At least on this game anyway, because, well, for this series, sorry. Because obviously we're continuing off of our F1 24 season, so I think we picked up a couple of pole positions in that game, but yeah.
And with qualifying complete,
Our first one in our Season 2 continuity anyway. Look at that. And that was exactly what we needed. Look at how different that looks. Look at how far down Ferrari are. Mercedes are back. Red Bull are kind of slipping a little bit. Lando's there. Wow. But we still managed to get pole position. Let's go. That's fucking awesome. That's so awesome. That's exactly what we needed considering our engine component situation. It's going to be so easy to defend. Alright, so once again, a little look at our vehicle performance thing, especially the ICE. 64%. And then, yeah, everything else is reasonably okay. But yeah, 64% for the ICE, so that's definitely going to give us a little bit of trouble in the race, but I reckon we'll be fine. So since we're starting on pole position, that will afford us the luxury of maybe not starting on the softs and being able to have a bit more of a safer tyre strategy in the long run, at least for the first stint. So I'm really tempted to start on the hards. Like, we'll be in a bit of trouble first lap, sure, because they'll be on softs, but we're, like, pole position. We'll be defending pretty well, I think, so whatever. Right, we've got 1,800 R&D points to spend, so I think I'm going to put it towards the chassis, to be honest. We might rush this one, though. I don't know. It still arrives before Singapore, I suppose, so let's go with the... We'll go with the improved energy store cells. Boom. There you go. 445 R&D points left. We could have got the RS cooling. Oh well. Well, guys, let's go into the Hungarian Grand Prix. But stick around after the race, of course, since we'll be doing the Belgian Grand Prix afterwards as well. And that'll only be FP1 and the race, because since we'll be starting at the back of the grid, there'll be no point doing qualifying. I'll be completely wasting my time. So, yeah, it'd be quite nice to see what happens by simulating it, and maybe we'll see some surprises in terms of like who qualifies where and whatnot. I swear I'm on current gen, okay? I don't know why that loading is so long.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. We're northeast of Budapest for today's race at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Verstappen, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Sainz.
I bet Verstappen's got some worn engine parts, because there's no way Perez has out-qualified him. Same with the Ferraris, maybe they have some worn parts, even though they have slipped down the R&D chart a little bit. I'm really excited to see what happens in the title fight, and you know what? We're in it. We're in it, guys. Somehow, some way, we have dragged the Williams into a title fight. That's proper, like, Alonso and Ferrari-esque.
Unable to get a clean run, that's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
Certainly confidence is an important factor, and every time you're involved in an accident, it's not just the car you damage, but that confidence as well. But all the top racing drivers are able to tune that out when the race gets underway and focus on the job at hand.
7 viewers, what's up? Well, it says 7 on my phone, but 4 on
so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
Either way, that's a decent amount of viewers, so welcome, guys. You want a top 10 finish even though we're starting on pole. Ooh! Now that is certainly different. Mediums to softs. Would that be worth it, though? I was genuinely thinking of hards to mediums, but if they're thinking mediums to softs, what have we got to lose? We're pole position anyway, and it's the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's significantly easy to defend around this track as it would be on a more wide track. So, you know what? What have we got to lose? Let's be real. What have we got to lose? Norris is starting on the softs, so it'll be a bit of a danger for the run down into turn 1.
Temperature on this lap, please. We're learning the gears, so let's go through them all if you can.
Right, so remember we've got a worn ICE, but it isn't really going to affect us till the second stint. So maybe being on the softs might actually be a good thing. Maybe that'll negate some of the time lost from the worn ICE, who knows. Yeah, stick around guys, since the Belgian Grand Prix, we're only going to do free practice and then it's right into the race, since we'll be starting from the back of the grid with new engine components, as I feel that's the safest track for me personally to, you know, have a fresh engine.
No rain expected for the time being.
Where's Albon starting again?
They're on fresh softs. They're in 12th.
Okay. For people watching, what's up?
Decent parking. Let's try and get a good launch as the lights go out. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Alright, Norris also has the inside, so we really need to get a good launch here. Oh, he's not had the best one. I think we're fine.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Oh, Norris is having a look down the inside. But so is Perez. Hamilton making a move for P2. He's got the inside. It's a big advantage for him, but Norris has the inside into the next corner. So I think he's just about managed to defend that P2. And we're going to hopefully use this opportunity to run away with it and form a gap. We're in the title fight now, ladies and gentlemen, somehow, some way, but we've been consistent enough to make it there. So let's just try and make the most of this good performance. Yeah, keep an eye on that ICE, 65%. Once that hits 70, we're going to start running into issues. Yeah, Norris is caught up already from that extra grip, and he's started to pull away from the other guys on the grid, so that shows just how strong the softs can be. But he'll be in trouble on the second stint, I think. Oh, 124, not bad. Verstappen and Perez fighting. I think Verstappen's made the pass. He'll be glad that Ferrari have taken a drop off, but he'll be getting worried about me now. Oh, ERS is locked. Was it locked on though? Oh, it's on none, I think. That's not on medium, otherwise it'd still be spending, so we're on none. That's us in huge trouble on this next straight. Is the engineer going to tell me about it, or what? What's going on? It's literally off. He's not saying anything.
Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
I don't want to know about
need to worry
fastest
about
lap.
the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
We're not going to talk about the ERS at all. That's fine, we're back. We're back. That didn't last too long. Maybe that's why they didn't tell me about it. I don't like that though. There's one of my little issues with this game. Where you'd have an issue, but your engineer wouldn't describe it to you, he wouldn't tell you about it. Doing pretty good so far. I wonder if those softs are starting to wear off now. I mean, since we're close to 10%, I figure Lando's definitely starting to struggle now. Yep, Hamilton's catching up to Norris quick time. Norris is going to be in big trouble on those softs. Is it even worth going on to the softs? I wonder what everybody else is doing. I won't know unless someone pits before me. If the mediums start feeling terrible towards the end of our lap, I don't think I'm going to go on the softs, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Because, yeah, they'll feel even worse. Plus it's onto used soft tyres, it's not even the ones that we clearly had saved. So we're gonna change the strategy, guys. We're gonna go on the hards instead. I don't know, the mediums are pretty worn already, 5 laps in. Just imagine how bad the softs could be. Someone like Norris might be able to really capitalise on that. I reckon the only reason Norris is still in front of Hamilton is because he's still within DRS, so let's try and kick him out. Alright. those two will start fighting now, which will actually gain us even more time out in front. But yeah, Leclerc is real far back. I don't even know if he's the lead Ferrari right now. But we're definitely going to get a lot of points on Verstappen, that's for sure. The title fight is on! The challenge is on, guys! Yeah, there's Hamilton with the pass on Norris. Let's see if we can maintain this distance, because Hamilton will be quicker than Norris. .67% for the ICE. Tyre wear is looking not the greatest, but it doesn't feel bad at all, to be honest. I don't trust the softs though, so we're still going to go on to the hards.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
We could pit now, since we're going on to the hards, to be fair. We'll see how this lap goes in terms of pace. But I'm going to save the RS from this point. But we could undercut. We pit earlier. Onto the hards. Since we can afford it, since it is those tyres. So they have more life to them. And it might be worth getting one in if everybody else is going to the softs anyway. Just pitting a lap earlier. Right, Norris's pit. I'm going to pit to cover him off. Because if I pit lap 10, that's a 2-lap undercut from Lando, which could be extremely dangerous. So you know what, I'm going to push. We're going to push on the in-lap here. Thoughts on Daniel Ricciardo? Yeah, I did say earlier on that I think it was a bit unfair. He was doing fine, he wasn't doing the greatest, but not the worst neither. I think he should have replaced Perez at Silverstone, and then Lawson could have got the V-carb seat then. Because, I don't know, Perez has just been... Perez is single-handedly losing on the constructors, so he almost somehow did it last year. Ooh, just about slowed down for that, that's perfect. Alright, hopefully we got in time to cover off Norris.
Alexander's in the pits. Alexander in the pits.
Mate, are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, let's go now.
Serious? I thought I timed that right.
Turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
I don't know where Norris is. He's behind me. Oh, thank God. He's done better than Perez, so somehow Daniel loses his seat and Perez will continue to underperform. Yeah, and Perez will probably be replaced next year anyway. I think what they're trying to do maybe is evaluate Lawson. Oh god, Lawson, not Lawson, Hamilton's on the fucking softs. Lovely. That was a good pit stop, and I think we got out in time to not hurt Albon's race. I did not think he was going to be pitting before me, though. Oh my god, there he is. Hamilton's undercut, and it's worked for him. For now. Those softs, if we defend right, we'll be fine. Oh, Hamilton! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What were you doing? Clearly I was going to make a move on Hulkenberg, and Hamilton tried to make it 3 wide. Look at this. That's crazy from him. Oh, and he smacks right into Hulkenberg. I think, is that damage for Hamilton? Let's have a look, shall we? What AI difficulty? 95. But we're like halfway through the season now, so we've had a bunch of upgrades. Oh, we don't get to see the collision. Okay, let's see if we can get a nice little view of that. Oh, I think Hamilton is extremely lucky not to receive any damage from that. He might have gotten some minor damage, but that is a very impatient move from Lewis Hamilton. Definitely not one that I was expecting, that's for sure. I didn't even know he was going to try and make that move. But we made the move on Hulkenberg. And Hamilton's got to try and recover from that mistake. Yes, Sainz is the lead Ferrari. Oof. I think so, anyway. Verstappen's on the softs, that could end up being dangerous. If Hamilton was lucky enough not to receive any damage, he'll be fine. Norris has caught up quite a bit. So, we just got to grit our teeth for the pain for these next few laps until the softs are inevitably worn out, and so will the mediums, since they wore out pretty quick, at least on my car anyway. Look at our engine components. 69% on the ICE, so that's extremely close to causing some issues now. We've not had to deal with any overtakes since the first lap though, to be honest. We've maintained a pretty nice distance. Although I think it's only a matter of time until Hamilton starts challenging us again. So, we'll just make sure to save VRS to prepare for that battle. Because outside of Sector 1 it's actually quite easy to defend, but at least it would in a real race, but the AI in this game is crazy. Just like Hamilton was earlier, and he tried to do that move and make it 3 wide, and 3 does not go into that particular corner. Gained a lot of time in Sector 3 then. A couple of tenths. I wonder if Hamilton's starting to struggle already. Or maybe he did receive some wing damage from the altercation with Hulkenberg. 6 people watching, what's up guys? Hey, what's up, Danny? Honestly, Hamilton's taken a while to catch up. Here he comes. Into turn 1. We'll give him the space. Whoa! Bit of contact from Lewis there. He is proper aggressive today, that man. I don't really feel too threatened by Hamilton right now. I bet those softs have already started to wear. I mean, we're already at 10% with the hards, so... Hulkenberg's out of the session. So I bet those softs are wearing out for Hamilton now. Norris might get another crack at Hamilton at some point, and maybe us. Yeah, Hamilton might have... I don't think it's wing damage. I think those softs have genuinely gone off for him now. I wish I could have a look at his percentage. How much tyre wear he's on, but I guess not. Hulkenberg's had an engine failure.
Okay, clear.
These hards are starting to feel pretty good. I think we got it in the bag, boys. 3 wins in a row, maybe. And after a couple episodes ago where the car was looking really weak. I mean, those upgrades we got into Austria have really basically provided us with a B-spec of the car. Let's be real. We got a lot of upgrades into that Grand Prix weekend. So, we are technically driving a B-spec, let's be real. We're right up there with Aston Martin, Ferrari, you know, Mercedes as well, McLaren, Red Bull, whatever. We're pretty close to all of them at this point, so you can say we are driving a B-spec. Yeah, I think I'm going to put ERS on for the next couple of laps and try and drop Hamilton. But only because we're kind of in a constructors fight with Mercedes right now, and I kind of want him to lose ground to Norris, so we're going to try and run away with it in the hopes of doing that.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
I really don't care. How is Albon doing?
The teammate behind is 12.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 11th.
Oh, come on, Albon. One more position, get points. I'm trying to drop Hamilton out of DRS, that's why I'm pushing so hard now. Once we drop Hamilton, he will lose the position to Norris, hopefully on the last lap, and that gains us more points in the Constructors, since we're P3 right now, but Mercedes are pretty close to us. Albon's got Alonso to pass, judging from the mini-map.
Okay, final lap, let's go, final lap.
I think Hamilton might just be able to outrun Norris, so I think we've left it a bit too late to start trying to drop him, to be honest. Whoa, Russell and Perez having a fight for P5. And I think, yeah, we did leave it too late, unfortunately. It's okay though. Well, the gamble with the engine components paid off, that's for sure. Yeah, if any of you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the My Team series that we did last year for this game. About 80 episodes worth. But it was a really good series. Definitely better than this one, because I put a lot more effort into the My Team one. But there is another win for the Williams team. 3 wins in a row. Whew.
Oh, superb driving.
Let's go.
That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
Yes. Next race is going to be a lot harder though. We'll be at the back of the grid.
It's victory in Budapest then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix.
We were outside of the top 5 for most of the season until we got that B-spec car in Austria, and now
the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited
we're fighting for the championship.
Come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Hell yeah.
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top 3 finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today.
There we go. Another win for Williams. And neither of our title competitors, including the Ferraris and Verstappen, in sight. Hamilton and Norris join us on the podium. It's an all-British podium. Imagine if that happened in real life. Sky Sports would be nutting all over themselves, man. Oh, man. There you go, that was a pretty dominant victory from us.
After a difficult race today for our championship leader. So
Verstappen's still got a P4, but there you go, we're in it. Oh,
let's focus on the driver
oh
of the day.
My god.
Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick? Let's move on to the constructors.
That's awesome.
No change in the top spot then, but with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker.
Yeah, Ferrari are dropping off a little bit. That was not a good weekend for them. Sainz P9, Leclerc P7. Jesus. And if we keep improving this car, I think Albon will be able to get some regular points. Who knows? He's got to do well at Spa though. We've got the most powerful engine on the grid. And he got a P5 in Austria, so who knows how he'll do at Spa. But yeah, these highlights are going to be really, really short. We did really well. Dominated from start to finish. Well, look at that. I think Norris went to go down the inside for a pass. Or maybe, no, he just didn't really have space. Sergio Perez, man. I don't know what Perez was trying to do. That's not good behaviour from him. And that definitely helps us from the get-go, that's for sure. And we made the right choice switching our plans to hards instead of going to the softs. Oh, this is when this is our outlap, getting chased down by Hamilton. He could have passed us on any other track. I think he would have passed us. It's just very impatient from Hamilton. He just couldn't wait. I didn't even notice him as I was prepping a pass on Hulkenberg, and look at that. Oof. Very lucky not to sustain damage there, he was. I wonder if Hulkenberg received some side pod damage from that. But that was basically it. I should have pushed a lot earlier, to be honest. I really should have pushed a lot earlier because... Oh, Hamilton did have a go here, didn't he? I should have pushed a lot earlier to get Hamilton out of DRS because we would have gained some extra points in the constructors to push us further away from Mercedes. But it wasn't to be. It was not to be. Okay. So, here comes the most eventful part. The Belgian Grand Prix, all new engine components, back of the grid. So we will not be doing qualifying. We're going to do FP1 to get those R&D points, and then it's right into it. I got some new mail. That's probably the trophy for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I should already have all these from last gen. You know, from all the My Team stuff we did on last gen, but we've got the ERS fault, so extra R&D points there. I don't know what's that in terms of corporate, maybe the driver, I don't know. I've got no idea why it was leading me to corporate, but yeah, we'll be needing to put a new ICE in because we're only just halfway through the season on the last ICE, and one of our races has got to be, you know, taking grid penalties, and Spa for me is going to be the big one. Right, there's extra driver acclaim. So we're now level 11.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Okay. Could put some extra chassis parts on. But I really don't want to do much. We could put this one in. We're not going to add in any new parts after the Singapore Grand Prix, so we're just putting all our upgrades in now. But this one, major for tyre wear. So this is pretty much our only weak point on the car right now. So if everything else comes in and then we can get the heave dampers, that is going to be huge. That will be huge. That will quite possibly eliminate the necessity to undercut. You know, in terms of, you know, getting a bit of a gap out in front of people, so our tyre wear, you know, our problems don't show around all the other cars, which they would if we were around them. So that's definitely something to look out for. So that's what we're saving up for. This is Old Spa. Old Spa. Unfortunately, F124 was a bad game, so we couldn't experience it all in full. Oh, that's a shame that qualifying's in the wet. But it's a sprint as well. So we're going to be starting all the way from the back in the sprint. Does that mean we're going to start all the way from the back in the race as well? Or is it just for the sprint and then we can kind of make it up in those 4 laps? That is... that's interesting. That'll be interesting to know. But yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, qualifying, 89% chance, but that'll be inters. I wish we could do that, but there's no point doing it because we're starting from the back of the grid anyway. So, a lot of people are stagnated going into this. Haas have brought in some upgrades, so they'll be quicker. Ferrari have brought in some much-needed upgrades, but so have McLaren and Mercedes. So, yeah. I don't think they'll be gaining too much. But who knows? We'll see. We shall see. They did have the advantage of the most powerful powertrain throughout the first half of the season, and then we arrived, and then Red Bull also brought in their powertrain upgrades at the same weekend as us. So, yeah. We got race strategy, tyre management, and ERS management. So I guess race strategy is the only one we're going to do. The other two I don't much care for. We'll do those in FP2, however. Alright, Old Spa. Let's go. Regardless of the version, this is one of my favourite tracks of all time. Because I remember as a kid driving around this track on Need for Speed Shift. So, which was what, 2009? That game came out? A long bloody time ago that was. I would have been like 7 years old.
That have come in from the factory, right? Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick.
Absolutely. So, race strategy, it's the only one we're doing.
Don't push the car.
We're doing it on all our worn parts, so we're not wasting any of the fresh parts that we're bringing in. They'll be wasted a little bit for FP2, however, which is unfortunate. Or maybe I don't even have to do that. We can skip qualifying and then skip FP2 and then apply the new parts, because we're starting at the back of the grid anyway. Here we go. I mean, the F124 version clearly looks way better than this. We're going to be so quick down this straight, by the way. Oh, I forgot. We need to do the setup. I forgot to do our setup. Sorry about that. Okay.
I've had a chat with the R&D team about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so go and give them a try.
Alright. Let's have a look, shall we? So this needs to be at 15, that's good. We definitely need some more front wing for this circuit. Transmission 52. And 50. Suspension geometry. And finally, tyres. Yeah, I think I'll do the rest of my setups off stream, so we're not doing this every episode, and we can just get right into the racing. Because we did this all F124 as well. Okay, that's that done. Once again, guys, I will be doing a second stream after this. We'll be doing Epic Mickey. A slightly longer episode of that, as tomorrow we will be doing neither F123 or Epic Mickey, as I want to finish up Secret Agent Clank, or at least make a big step towards doing that. There you go. Right, now let's get into race strategy.
Let's get a few laps under our belt.
Right, so I always do race strategy in the practice session because it dictates how much fuel load you have, and since I always go all out every single race, I learned in my team season 2 not to really mess with the fuel, because we ran out of fuel a couple of times in season 2 of my team last year. So ever since then I've always done race strategy, so then the game knows how much fuel I'm going to need, because I drive the way I do in race strategy as I do in race. Going off some of the CRS as well, so there's not much wear going on to the energy store. Very cold mediums, but that's okay. Yeah, look at that. 73% on the ICE. And the other ones aren't much better neither, so... Yeah, we do have a fourth one still, so we can put new ones in without taking any penalties, but it means we'll be taking penalties later on in the season, so I don't want to be doing that. This is the track where I feel most safe at taking the penalties for. The other ones that I do feel safe at are too late on in the season. You know, tracks like Brazil, for example. Brazil's the season ender, so I don't want to be taking any penalties there at all. Thank you, Leclerc. Hamilton, what are you doing, pal? Oh, you fucking idiot, man. Used a bit of ERS to kind of make up for that lost time, then. just imagine how quicker we could be going. How much quicker we could be going if we had a fresh ICE. Which is what we're going to have in the sprint. We've only got 4 laps to kind of make up for the lack of a qualifying now, and I'm unsure if the grid penalties will impact the full race as well. A little bit more wear on the front than the rear. That might be something to take into account. Our teammates in P5. Oh, never mind. He was the fastest. Alright, last lap. And then we start preparing for the race.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Alright, back to the pits.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Yeah, a lot of tyre wear on the mediums there. From 5 laps, just 30%. I think the softs are non-viable, let's be real. And we'll feel that in the sprint, because we're doing 4 laps of it, aren't we? Yeah, you can see it's starting to get colder and more overcast. That means the rain's coming, and that'll be ready for qualifying, I bet. %78% ICE. That still feels fine to me as well, but probably isn't. It's probably why Leclerc caught up to us earlier. It's a very narrow pit entry. Crazy. Right. Whew. I forget how long Spa is, to be quite honest. That felt like a much longer session. Because it was. It's a much longer track, nearly 2 minutes. Alright. So, time to put those new parts in now. Let me move the camera display. Alright. Yep, 79% wear on that. Look at that, all in the 70s. We've really pushed the ICEs this season. And the sad part is, we're only 10 rounds in, you know? Out of the 16 race season. Not even 10 rounds in, 9 rounds in, basically. Out of the 16 race season. So, 100% we are going to be taking grid penalties on the ICE at some point, and that's why I've chosen it to be Spa. So yeah, grid drop penalty, boom, take that. MGU-H, we're going to take a grid drop penalty on that as well. What about the MGU-K? We're fine for the MGU-K, more than fine in fact. That's nearly 50%, but I'll leave it for now. Energy store's all good. Turbocharger. We've only done 82 laps on it. I think we'll be fine for the turbocharger. I'll be very surprised if we do have to take an engine penalty for that, to be quite honest. I could risk it. Control electronics. We're going to put a new one in now. Gearbox. Yeah, I mean, might be worth putting one in. But not the new one though, so we're going to take a penalty for that as well, I think. And you know what, why not? Why not? We're starting back at the grid anyway, so we may as well take the whole new engine. We'll put in a new MGU-K as well, fuck it. So all new parts in. In terms of the energy store, I think the energy store's fine. However, I do think there is a chance that we might have to take a new one later on the season. So, fuck it, all new engine going into Spa. Entirely new. Why not? So, that should help us going into, at least coming from the back of the grid at the very least. But it's going to be a tough challenge.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top three.
To be fair, our laps were still pretty good, even even with the really worn ICE. But you know, we would have had some really bad problems in the race, especially on the main straight. We would not just on the main straight, but also through Eau Rouge. It would have been so difficult. Hope you're excited for this one. Spa has always been one of my favourites. It's a long lap here, and the key points I want you to keep in mind are Stavelot, turn 14. This is the right paint to take well. You need a good exit as it's flat out from there to the bus stop. You could turn in early here. Mind your line on the entry to Eau Rouge. It gets a bit bumpy, and that's a bad place for an accident. If you're turning in at too steep an angle, make sure you lift. I think you should have the rest covered. Have fun out there. Alright. So, we are going to... move the camera display again, and we're going to skip to and simulate the sprint, which will unfortunately, I think, put us right into the sprint. If we skip to and simulate it, I don't know, we'll risk it though. Starting practice 2, we'll skip qualifying. Are you sure you want to skip? No, let's just skip. Nah, fuck it, we'll skip to and simulate, why not? Boom. Choose to simulate will skip the weekend's remaining practice sessions, and while you still earn rewards for simulating practice, you will receive less than you could potentially earn by attending in person. Whatever. Your pending component changes will be confirmed if you choose to simulate the session, which will cause you to incur a grid penalty. Yep, I know. I know. Okay. Oh, we lost some acclaim from doing that. It's not important at all, but whatever. Still earned a decent amount of R&D points, enough for what we actually want anyway. So, oh, good.
Okay,
I was thinking it would skip.
Unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we are going to start tomorrow's race further back than we expected. I don't know how bad it's going to get.
Shut up. I didn't think that would actually skip his dialogue. Department capacity reached. What do you mean? Oh, you put the energy store cells in. Why did I do that? I could have really used those heave dampeners. They would have been heave dampers. They would have been really useful. I mean, obviously, we'll still get them. I could cancel development, but oh, they are still major, to be fair. Is it worth it, though? When do these come in? Oh, they come in before the next Grand Prix, so I can then put the heave dampers on right after that. So, once again, we're going to save R&D points, and let's get into the sprint. From the back of the grid, 4 laps to make as much progress as possible, because I don't think it counts for the full Grand Prix itself, fortunately.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole
Sainz
position.
back up to the front.
Carlos Sainz completes the front row.
Okay.
Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Perez,
Right, Ferrari are back up.
Piastri, Norris,
Piastri out qualifying
Russell,
Lando.
Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Gasly
Gasly does well.
Albon,
Albon, mate, are you addicted to P11 or something? The Haas upgrade's coming to fruition.
Ricardo, Ocon, Stroll, Bottas. Which of these drivers will get pole position today?
All right.
Soon find out.
Whew. From the back of the grid around Spa. This is going to be crazy. But we've got a fresh engine. And with the most powerful powertrain on the grid, we're going to have a big advantage on some of these straights, that's for sure.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
Alright, we're on the softs as well, so we can kind of gauge just how bad the wear will be. It was pretty bad for the mediums for just 5 laps. To be honest, reaching about 30%. So, I wonder how the softs are going to do in 4. I don't know, but some of these guys should be really easy to get past.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
So this is the first time this series that we have been so far back on the grid. But we knew this was coming eventually. We planned for it.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions look good.
Yeah, we really need a good result here. We just got in within a reasonable place in the title fight. Literally 3 points off of Verstappen. So, yeah, I think we're going to take a bit of an L for the sprint in terms of how many points Verstappen's going to gain. And Leclerc and Sainz, etc. This is just about getting into a good enough position to be able to fight for the biggest points in the full race. Okay, here we go. Oh, that started quick. Bad start for Bottas. Pretty bad start for Stroll as well. Ocon's going to try squeezing us. I'm going to try and squeeze into this little section with the Haas here. No contact made. Right up into P14. Now we've just took P13 as well. That was absolutely perfect from us. Haas have definitely taken some powertrain upgrades, that is for sure. Them managing to keep up with me is diabolical. Look at that. Magnussen actually going to overtake us. I'm going to brake a little later though, just to make sure we get past him. Regardless of what is going on, we have the better chassis, that's for sure.
Okay,
that is proper impressive from the Haas there. You see our teammate over there in P11. Maybe we can squeeze out Gasly and help Albon out a little bit. The last sprint weekend we had, we did really well as a team, so who knows? Yeah, up to P13 from P20 on the first lap. Beautiful dive bomb into turn 1. Positioned the car perfectly. I think we're going to struggle from here on out though, because now it's full speed. When was the last time we had to overtake an AlphaTauri? Oh, bit of contact made. Yuki really wants to keep that position, doesn't he? Keeping it mostly clean. I really want to keep it clean with Albon, that's for sure. So I'm going to have to go about this a bit differently. So I'm going to try and slip behind him a little bit. He's got direct slipstream on Gasly. Last thing I want right now is for him to make a move on Gasly. He's going to go to the left for some reason. Double overtake. Oh my god. Just about did that. That was beautiful. Up to P10. Thankfully didn't get in the way of Albon, at least I don't think we did. This is how powerful the engine is at full strength. So now it's our usual suspects. Alonso, Hamilton, the McLarens, Red Bulls and Ferraris. Honestly, respect to Alonso. He's been so consistent getting that Aston Martin in the points. Even though it's only P8s, 9s and 10s. Not even P10s. It's mostly like P8s and 9s. And he's been so consistent with it. And he is retiring at the end of the season. So I wonder who's going to fill that seat. Alonso. Oh my god, that was pretty bad from him then. Squeezed me. Well, not proper squeezed me out, but didn't give me enough space to really work with. And I ended up dipping a tyre in the grass.
When you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Oh god. Right, we're not going to get DRS on this lap now. Let's have a look at the... just about, to be honest. That's... Oof. Fortunately, I don't think we're in too much trouble from Gasly. At least I hope not. We'll make it to the end of the straight. Right. I don't know what happened with Alonso there. It looked like he was trying to open the door for me. Like he was letting me pass, like he knew he couldn't fight me. But then didn't fully open it, so then I ended up dipping a tyre in the grass and braking late. It was proper weird, that one. I'll have to be a bit more cautious with Alonso. Look at the difference in speed there. Really catching up to Alonso now. Alonso's really giving me the fight, as he usually does.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
We made it.
Okay,
P9.
the final lap of the race. Final lap.
And once again, we didn't make it within DRS. Damn you, Alonso. Try and burn the CRS as much as possible. Albon's made a move for P11 finally. Won't be able to catch Hamilton, you know. Imagine getting points in the sprint from P20. That's how much this Williams has improved throughout the season. Literally, like I said earlier, it's a B-spec car at this point. I don't think we're going to catch Hamilton the way we were able to catch Alonso. Nah. Really good race though. Yeah, these softs definitely not good. Although they wore out in a very similar way to how the mediums did in that practice program, which is strange. P9. So I think we'll be starting from P9 in the race, right?
Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
But we really made the most out of those new engine components. It could have been higher if it weren't for that altercation with Alonso. I don't know what he was doing there. Very sneaky from him.
Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the
That's
table.
exactly what I didn't want.
It's time to see how this result affects the drivers'
Verstappen's
championship.
11 points ahead
Well,
now.
that wraps up the sprint. All that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Alright, let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at this replay. Yeah, keep an eye on us. Just managed to see a nice little gap next to that Haas there. Big dive bomb into turn 1. We were able to get P13. I was very surprised that the Haas was actually keeping up with us. No slipstream, by the way, neither. They genuinely kept up with us, so Haas definitely brought in some powertrain upgrades. That's for sure. Because, bear in mind, we're running on a fresh engine here, and Magnussen was looking for the overtake. Oh, here's our lovely move on Albon and Gasly. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Can't really see it though. Nice little slow motion of it though. Oh yeah, here's the altercation with Alonso. Zooming past the brake zone. What was he doing? It did look like, honestly, that he was opening the door. It looked like he was opening the door, like he turned a little bit to the right. And then he started to, like there, he started to go back towards the left and kind of shut the door on me. And then I dipped a tyre in the grass, completely missed the braking point because of the lack of grip and had to take to the escape road. Which was really unfortunate. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the replay for the actual overtake on Alonso, but that was really good from us. That's exactly what we needed for the full race. So, now the full race can actually be done on strategy. So 100% we're going to go for an undercut. 100%.
Okay, mate, so unfortunately we've picked up some grid penalties.
I know, but usually that doesn't apply to the race. Let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? I really hope it hasn't applied to both. I don't know, because I've seen other people take grid penalties and then not receive the grid penalty either in the sprint or the full race. But I clearly just received it in... Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't just receive it in the full race and we'll have to do that all over again. In which case, we should have probably just skipped the sprint, right? Oh god, I'm scared now. I don't know how it works, because this is also the old sprint format. But sprint is also like a glorified qualifying, so maybe it's not, but I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it would have been. Maybe it was worth doing qualifying so we could get sprint points. I don't know.
Spa-Francorchamps hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925, and this historic track is loved by drivers and fans alike.
Either way, that makes the job more difficult. However, we could probably go on the softs again and just redo what we did in the sprint, and then pit for hards like undercut.
Fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race.
Alright, here we go, moment of truth.
World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. As we continue through the rest of the grid
Hopefully
today,
those guys will
we
fight.
have Leclerc, Perez,
Leclerc got
Oscar
P3.
Piastri, Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso.
Nah, we still got the penalty.
Gasly. And the last few races have been a bit rough for them.
Albon's got a
Unable to
P10
get a
though.
clean
Good for
run.
him.
That's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
It's not an ideal situation by any means. When you get into a bad run like that, there's always a risk of frustration creeping in.
Yep, P20 for us once more.
Locks you into this vicious cycle. Hopefully today they can get through turn 1 cleanly and stay calm for the rest of the race.
Yep, alright. Softs it is, people.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Swap that. Pitting on lap 4 on the softs. Right, yeah, we're really going to bank on basically doing exactly what we did in the sprint. Let's be real. We're going to bank entirely on that. I'm going to increase the fuel load a little bit. Just a little bit out of fear. All right.
Okay, so our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of this lap.
Alright, I get what we need to do. It's going to be difficult. Fingers crossed turn 1 happens like it did again and we get a big jump up to P13 again. We'll see though. That would be a huge help towards us if we could do that. Because then if we could have a similar stint to what we did in the sprint, we could then pit for hards, huge undercut, and get a lot of pace out of that. And maybe, I don't think we'll be challenging for the win, but if we can get close to Verstappen and Leclerc, or even ahead of them, then that would be great. We've just gotten into the title fight, right into the thick of it, and obviously taking these penalties is not great at all. But who knows, maybe the guys in front of us, maybe guys like Verstappen will take some penalties. I don't think I've seen Verstappen take any penalties yet this season, so quite curious to see if he does. I don't know if Ferrari have neither, to be fair. Okay, here we go. I don't think it's going to happen quite like how it did in the sprint, but who knows? Oh my god, that started quick. Oh, Ocon. Here we go, let's try and get side by side with Ricardo. Not quite as good as how it was in the sprint, but it's fine. It was a bit dirty with Ricardo there, to be fair, but he's in a shitbox AlphaTauri anyway, so he would have been overtaken by Stroll eventually. Not as good as the sprint, but still good. Holy shit!
Okay, mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some...
Wowza. What even happened there? Yeah, they really braked a lot earlier than I thought they would. He didn't even need to brake that early. Hulkenberg braked well early, and I had to take evasive action. Okay, that's our one flashback we're using. Yeah, you'll get a dive bomb for that, buddy. Stay even. Right. Sonoda's next. I'm not making a move in this area. How has Albon already lost P10? Oh, he's on the mediums. That makes sense. Right, I know what I'm doing with Gasly.
Okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
See you later.
Approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Yeah, please make this easy for me, Albon. Honestly, depending on our pace, we might even go an extra lap on the softs. Very similar move to what we did earlier.
Fantastic. 2 cars at once. Really well done.
Let's go. How's the tyres doing? 10% right now. We'll see how they are in lap 4. Here's Alonso. And I'm going to make sure that he doesn't get up to his tricks like he did in the sprint. You know what, I might switch to the mediums instead. I think everybody else will be pitting like lap 5 maybe. So we could risk it. I think we'll do it. We've got a good high speed to work with. Yeah, we'll do it. I need pace. As much of it as possible. See you later, Fernando. Next.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep it up.
Oh, we've actually got into DRS this time. All right. Tyre wear might be kicking in now. We're doing mediums. I think everybody else was hitting lap 5. onto the same set, so I think we can risk the mediums. My gut feeling's telling me mediums, but the hards would be a logical conclusion as well. It's a difficult choice to make. See you later, Lewis.
Brilliant, nice move. Keep going.
That was a really good spot to overtake, I won't lie.
Okay, we're boxing this.
And it
lap.
feels really good
Best
to make
lap we
overtakes
can.
around there too. Alright, this is the in lap. I'm going with mediums. We're going mediums. I'm not making as much progress as I would have liked. Although we've made more than we did in the sprint. Let's try and dummy in towards the right. And there's Russell passed. Just goes to show how much better a fresh engine is, along with the fact that we've got the most powerful engine on the grid. On tracks like this, it is unstoppable. Definitely reached the end of this stint though. Do I still want to go mediums? I think we'll go with it. Everybody else will be going mediums, right? Surely. But yeah, these are definitely worn out now. So... oh, I don't know, because the mediums will be the same. They'll wear out pretty quick. I'm doing it. I'm going on to the hards. We're doing the hards. Sorry if you guys think it's the wrong choice, but in terms of tyre wear, it usually correlates. Okay. Need a good pit stop here and then a really good outlap.
Right, let's go. Come
Go.
on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Right, now we need to have some really quick laps. God, we got so far ahead of people like Bottas that I can literally see them up the road. Jesus. Teammate in the pit.
Alexander's coming in for his stop now.
Oh, I think both Red Bulls are still out. Ooh, they're still out. All right. So Perez is pit first. Perez got pit priority, I think. I mean, he is P4 right now. No, he's still out. I think they're both still out. Yeah, none of them are pit. See Leclerc just coming out now. And he was what, P3?
Okay, so the car behind's just come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Soft tyres on the car behind.
Russell's on soft. Okay. And Leclerc's on cold mediums. Yellow flags. Who's that? That's an Alpha.
Yellow flag.
Could be a really awkward position to have an engine failure. That's not fair at all. That would never happen in real life. Get off the fucking road, Bottas. Why is he going round the corner? There's so much pavement over there, like over here. Why aren't you going there and just parking there? Why are you stopping the car in the middle of a corner, nonetheless? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Right, so we know Leclerc's race is over. So that was a nice overtake. That's so silly. At least there's no safety car. I've not had one all season. Probably because we're on 25%, but like, still, it's strange. Awesome. There's a Red Bull coming out now. That is going to be Verstappen coming out of the pits. And I'm not getting DRS either, which means we could be in trouble. But look at that. Leclerc overtakes Verstappen. So maybe those two can fight, perhaps. I don't know, but I'm going to make sure I'm out the way of any slipstream. God, they've got some massive speed. Oh, God. Contact between me and Leclerc. And we've just managed to keep ahead. Going to have a bit of difficulty, especially with Verstappen. And Leclerc's tyres have now warmed up. So we just got to wait a couple of laps and then we'll be on the right tyre. Already on 10%, and this is what, the third lap?
Okay, that's us with 5
So
laps
imagine just how quickly those guys' tyres are going to wear out. We're very quickly going to be on an even playing field. Oh, that was a weird curve. Jesus Christ. The way it threw the car around then. Did you guys see that? I guess I can't really see it on the track side. It's really quick. Can't even see it. Like, kind of a little bit of a slide there. Jesus Christ. That's all front end grip while the rear is all over the place. Okay, there's Leclerc with the pass. Tried squeezing him a little bit to the inside. And we retake the position. Lovely. Alright, so we just got to keep doing that for the rest of the race.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, look at them two fighting. That's going to be big. Big for a potential victory. If those two cost each other time. Especially going into this corner. Verstappen comes out on top. Leclerc lost a bit of time. So now it's just between me and Verstappen. Now I think because of his sprint win, it will be a lot better for Verstappen, even if he finishes behind me. Too far away to get a slipstream on me anyway. Right, hard should be setting in as the best race tyre now.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Two more laps. Hards are definitely the stronger tyre at this point, but Verstappen's doing a really, really good job. Why did Russell go on the soft? Oh, actually, he's in P3. Fair play. Oh, there goes Verstappen.
Okay,
stick
focus.
side by
We
side
need to
with
stay
him.
on form.
Oh, very close. Between me and Verstappen here, side by side once again. Through the bus stop. I'm going to get DRS into the final lap, so I'm not too fussed that he's overtook me there.
Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
There we go. See you later, Max. Easy overtake. Whew. Jesus, alright, let's save the CRS for the last part. So that's going to be what, 4 races in a row. Right, here we go, last part. Put that ERS on just to make sure that we stay ahead of Verstappen. Very close, but you know what, last to first around Spa. Let's fucking go. Let's go, the title fight is on. It's on, boys, it's on.
Oh, superb.
We're
driving.
dragging this car
That
into
is a race
again,
win,
it's
my
a spec
friend.
B, it's a
Well
B spec
done.
car now, clearly. If we could pull off stuff like that. But again, we had a much fresher engine compared to everybody else as well, so you got to take that into account.
The finest race in history, but there's no question it was a critical win. Tell me,
But that's why we chose Spa to be the race where we take all those penalties because yeah, it's a strong track for me.
Somewhere, and it's fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
Let's go.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula 1.
Let's go. Another win for Williams. Verstappen definitely going to be a tough rival though, that's for sure.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Well, not the results our points leader would have wanted.
So Verstappen won the overall weekend.
Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver
not too far away after that though, to be fair. I thought it was going to be further apart, but really not at all.
But with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
There you go. Just 3 points off of Verstappen. Just 3. Crazy. Right, let's watch these highlights then. Yeah, Ocon was proper awkward at the start there. But we pretty much had the same strategy as we had, just find a little gap as we did there. I was a bit aggressive with Ricardo, to be quite honest. I feel bad for that. We should definitely do a video where we save Ricardo. Ah, someone's already done that, actually. Never mind. I was going to say. Well, someone should do it on F124, because someone already did it on F123. So, I don't know. I'm not going back to F124 for that video idea, though. Absolutely not. Highlights are so broken. Like, highlights should show every single overtake that you've done, because they're all highlights. But they've just shortened them so much in these modern games that... I don't know, man. Like, you go back to F1 2019, the highlights are like 4 minutes long, 4 or 5 minutes long. As they should be. Especially if you start from the back of the grid. The whole bloody race should be the highlight. Here's our overtake on... Well, never mind! You see what I mean? It's so broken now. This is a highlight and nothing. I'm literally just overtaking people in the pits. Bruh. Literally. It is so broken. It's such a shame. You're taking out half the bloody race there. Oh, there was a huge contact with me and Leclerc though. Very strong fighting between us all. Very close, side by side with Verstappen as well. Jeez. Really, mate, this game has some really, really good racing in it, let's be real. Right, I want to go on the full race replay because I want to see my overtake on Albon and Magnussen again. So here we go. This was very similar to what I did against Albon and Gasly last time. But this is a bit more impressive because it was kind of 3 wide going into this corner. Magnussen was a bit naughty with his defence there, I'll say that, but that was beautiful. Alright, well that was a very strong win, and now we're only 3 points off the top of the standings. Just a measly 3 points, and with the fresh engine, and we're not taking any grid penalties at all for the rest of the season, that's big. That's major, because I don't think Verstappen's took any yet. And I don't think the Ferrari guys have took any neither. So guys, thank you all so much for watching this episode of F1 23 Driver Career Mode. If you guys liked it, be sure of course to hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. Comment, share and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video, which is very, very soon. If you're interested, Epic Mickey in about half an hour or so. I'm going to take a bit of a break. And I'll catch you guys then. Peace.